Thank you. Welcome to the session. I request my teacher researchers, so get ready for your presentations. I am Sampath Kumar Kopula from Telangana. I have mentored 6 teacher researchers. Now 5 researchers are available here. Rani Tripuradi, PV Ramana, and Angari Savita, Amala Reddy, now I request the first presenter, Amala Reddy.
Sir, shall I start, sir? Sir, shall I start, sir?
Please share screening.
Okay, sir. Sir, host can share this meeting.
Eric sir, please give sharing option.
Yes, Sampath, are you able to have access to their Padlet, to your Padlet link?
Yeah.
Sapa, I've made you a co-host. You should be able to share your screen now.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
If you're having some challenges, let us know, please, so we can.
Yes, it is Padlet. Over to you, ma'am. Amla, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Shall I start, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. If you're ready, we can get your screen, please. We can see your screen.
Okay. Sir. Good evening, all dignitaries and my co-participants. I'm very glad to present here today. I'm Virati Amlareddy, working as a school assistant English in Tribal Welfare Ashram High School, Mirjapur, Siddipet district, Telangana state. My school children are from various remote villages and stayed in the welfare hostels. My school belongs to Tribal Welfare Department. Most of the students are from tribal community like Lambadas, Erkala, Adivasi, Koya, etc. They are coming from poor background, financially and socially also. Coming to my exploratory question, that is, how can I improve my students' reading skill? I have chosen the class 9 students. For this project, the age group of 13 to 14 years. In that class, 26 students are there. I teach in a regional medium high school in a remote place where exposure to English is very limited. So my students' reading ability in English is very poor. Some of them neither read or understand the text properly. They take much time to read even a small line also. They cannot pronounce the word well. In spite of a lot of effort, I could not make my students read well. I was so worried to see the poor reading ability of the high school students. So I want to explore on this. First, I wanted to collect the data from the students and my teacher colleagues. So I was conducted one test. I sent to the questionnaires through the Google form to the students and as well as my teacher colleagues. Some of the questionnaires to the students, do you like reading English? Why are you not able to read in English? Like this, I asked so many questionnaires to the Google form. So many questionnaires in the Google form. And outcome of the survey was really very good. I got positive feedback from the students as well as the teachers. In my observation of feedback, these are the things to identify. For lack of practice, when they were read the word, the tongue was not fixed to pronounce the word properly. They do not overcome their mother tongue. They are from a rural background and no one to tell them, and no one give the motivation also. In this pandemic period, they have no schools and they went to do some labor works in fields. After this observation, I have conducted different activities. Like first, I introduced my phonic sounds, a, b, k, d, a, p, ga, like that. Next, I take in some simple words like a sand, and like that. Then I introduce another activity, that is syllable clapping. First, we take one word and divide to the syllables. Then one syllable, one clap. Like that, I did practice with the students. Like this, I have tried to improve their reading skills. Finally, I get to improve the reading skills and to enhance the reading word level as well as good vocabulary also. Thank you for your patience of this in my presentation. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity. And thank you, Sampa sir, and thank you, Elta Telangana, and thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your.
Hello.
Nice.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much for that brilliant presentation. Yeah. We'll ask Sampath to quickly introduce the next presenter.
Now, I request Saita Angari to present here.
Good evening, everyone.
Wait, ma'am. 1 minute.
Yes, Sampath.
Yes.
Good.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, please go on.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very glad to hear. This is Angari Savita, working as a school assistant English at JPHS Boys School, Metpalli. I am from Jaichal district. The academic success of the students depends on their reading habits only. Actually, low reading interest among students have been a major issue, and most of our students read passively and they did not comprehend whatever they read. This problem increased after pandemic. As a teacher, we make them readers by creating interest among the students. The aim of this exploratory research is to develop reading skills and make them independent readers. Here, my research question is why some of my 7th class children are unable to read and understand their textbook in English. My sub questions are how do I make them good readers? What materials do I give them to read happily and interestingly? In my exploratory stage, I pose some questions to my teachers and my students also. And I collected some data, qualitative and quantitative data from CC records and other students and from parents and my colleagues. When I asked my fellow teachers, they suggested me enhance their vocabulary. When I ask my students questions like, do you like to read English? Why don't you come forward to read in the classroom like this? They said they don't know how to pronounce a particular word, and other children may criticize them when they read in the classroom. So here I observe some points. Some children have lack of interest and lack of vocabulary. They don't know how to pronounce a word, and their social background also affect them. Here they can read short text along with pictures. So I gave them some reading activities in my action phase. Here I follow top-down process and bottom-up process. I divided them into pairs and groups. This pair work and group work helped me very much. Here I taught them from alphabets. along with words and phonics and phrases and some idioms and sentence patterns also. I also gave them verb forms to know more words. Here, the student took part in independent reading and retelling activity. Here, I gave them some small storybooks and some cartoons, some fairy tales and biographies to enjoy their learning. Here, I used these stories and cartoons in my academic session also, like CRs and projects. Mm. Here, some children improved in my research. Out of 40 students, uh, nearly 25 students are unable to read. But here, only 7 to 8 children are there. Um, they unable to read now. Hello. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Okay.
Okay. Excellent, Savita. Thank you very much. Sampath, can you introduce your next speaker, please?
Yes. So now I request Rani ma'am.
Sir, do you share my poster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, please go on.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is T. Rani, working as a school assistant of English at JPHS Paidpelli, Warangal Urban. First of all, I would like to thank my mentor, Sampath sir, and my other mentors who helped me in this project. I'm very glad to be the part of this research work. I have been doing this work, this research work under the mentorship of Sri Sampath Kumar Garu. For my work, I have selected 6th and 7th class students who come in the age group of 11 and 12. As all we know that children were away from schools for nearly 1.5 years. These small kids have come back to our schools very blank-minded. So that I started teaching them slowly. I started teaching them very in a low, with small words. First of all, I observed them how they catch the words and how they pronounce the words and how they can write the words with the knowledge of 4th class, because the 6th class students have joined with 4th class competencies, because 1 year lost there, they lost 1 year. So I started giving small words, whether they could catch my words or not. So I found some mistakes in writing and spelling them. So I selected my tool area of working spelling mistakes. So my area of working is spelling mistakes. So that first of all, I posed a question to myself, and I also asked my my colleagues too, how to identify the students with low proficiency. And I also has thrown a questionnaire among the students with small words. There I found mistakes, so that I started giving them thorough knowledge of the spellings. So my explanatory questions are, how can I identify the problem of my students and how can I correct the mistakes regarding spellings? So I collected the required information through self-observation and from my colleagues and my students in the form of questionnaire. I conducted a pre-test using tools like questionnaire and Google Forms to my colleagues. And then I started adopting my strategies, like first of all, I selected unfamiliar words from their textbooks and started giving them practice. Then I concentrated on silent letters and some of the double sounded letters which often they confuse. So I introduced some sounds like consonant sounds and vowel sounds. I did not go to further and further classification of diphthongs like that. Just I introduced consonant and vowel sounds. And more and more exercise I went on giving to my students. And I also concentrated on more confusing words. After a continuous application of strategies I designed, I conducted a post-test again to my students using a questionnaire. I was happy that my students could overcome their problem some extent. So all we know that we cannot achieve 100% result, but I am very happy to say that most of my students, about 75–80% of students could catch the thing what I wanted to do. So I have been engaging myself in my project using different kind of tools like giving some letters which follow the another consonant which gives silence, make them silence like that. So slowly I am going to teach my students to overcome their problem. In this way, I have been in my research work, and I think by the end of this project, I can achieve 100% of the result from my students. Thank you. This is my presentation. Thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Savita. You took just 4 minutes. That was excellent. So Sampath, can you introduce the next speaker, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now I request P. Ramana Garu to present his presentation. Ramana sir?
Yes, good evening, everyone. And so good. Thank you all for giving this opportunity to present on this occasion. And thank you, Sampath sir. And I did my research question that the listening skill, lack of listening skill among my students since they were in a rural background and no proficiency. So that's why I selected this research question and conducted a research. And what are the best listening skills that make the learner to listen and respond in my English classroom? That is expert questions. I shared this data with my students as well as my colleagues and research scholars. What are the observations of my colleagues and other research scholar teachers regarding development of listening skills and speaking skills of my students? What are the best practices that they're using for improving listening skills and speaking skills? So the same question as to ask the students which content do you enjoy in listening. So if at all you wanted to listen my class, lack of listening, why they are able to listen to my class and not spending the much attention toward the lecture. Do you face any difficulty in the listening and responding English language only? And your students, I asked the questions to the teachers, do your students face difficulties in active listening in your class? And what are the strategies they use to enhance their students' listening skills? So after conducting this research, I found some feedback analysis. Rural background is the main lack of exposing language, poor English environment, and since it is a tribal background, they could not able to speak and they could not able to listen, and poor illiteracy is there in the parents also, parents illiteracy, and mother tongue influence and lack of practice, that is the found. And what are the methods I would like to overcome this problem? So I've conducted the interview, making the student to interview each other, asking WH questions, what are they, what are you, how old are you, and observe the students and performing the activities in the classes, and by singing rhymes with the multi languages, not whatever their mother tongue and other than mother tongues, then regional language, I can make them to sing rhymes in a rhythmic way, and also telling the stories in their live telecast way. And so while teaching the lessons and asking open-ended questions and active listening skills, making them probing questions, and observe them, be attentive to my lecture, and let us succeed in my research, that most of my students able to now listen to my lecture, and they completely respond easily, 80%, overcome the problem of listening and responding in speaking language. Sometimes I may use the radio news, and also a different voices modulation. With modulation, we can come across this problem, and active response from the students, and increase their fluency also in speaking. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sampath, are you introducing the next one?
Yeah.
Good.
Now I request Rajkamla sir.
Good evening to all the dignitaries and co-teacher research. This is M. Rajkamla Reddy, working as HGT, MP UPS Ronkulam.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Raja.
Sampath sir, please open. Okay, right. My topic for exploratory action research, that is difficulties in speaking English. My research question is, what are the difficulties in speaking English for the students of English medium in rural schools? So the research aims at overcoming the speaking difficulties of English medium students in rural areas. The rural students are not able to speak English fluently, though the students have English as a medium of instruction. They are not in a position to speak without errors. Students focus on grades or marks only. They are not focused on improving their skills. There is no English language exposure outside and inside the classroom. So for this, I have collected data from students through questionnaire. My questions are like this. Do you like to speak English? Do you speak English after school hours? What difficulties do you face in speaking English? And I have also collected data from teachers through questionnaires. Do your students like to speak English? Do your students speak English after school hours? What difficulties do your students face in speaking English? So my observations are usage of mother tongue in English classroom, and adopting of bilingual method by the teachers, lack of confidence among students, and fear of making mistakes, shyness also. So lack of motivation and limited teaching resources. So poor English environment also there. So I have adopted strategies, speaking through situational activities and speaking through questioning. So for the speaking activities, discussions, role play, simulations, information gap, brainstorming, storytelling, story completion, picture narrating, picture describing, and find the difference. And my findings are improved speaking skill through these situational activities and questioning, created English language atmosphere in the classroom, build a competitive spirit among the students to speak English. So this is my research work. I am very thankful to everyone for giving this valuable opportunity. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sampath, do you have any more?
Okay, sir. These are the
Hello,
presentation.
Sampath.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It is over, sir. Among 6 presenters, 5 presenters are ready and they have presented. Now we can go to breakout rooms.
Okay.
Sir, any remarks or anything to say, please over to you.
I think we will have the opportunity to make remarks, to say one or two things, but it would be good for us to get into the breakout rooms now. If
Yes.
you don't have another presenter, we can get to the breakout rooms and continue the discussion in the rooms, in the different rooms.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to share with us what kind of things you discussed and what you want to take home from your room?
Yeah, any one of you, all participants, please, what are the takeaways from your discussions?
Can you say that again, please, Sampath? I didn't get you well.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Sir.
Sir.
Hello?
Sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to get your experience in the various rooms.
Sir, it's very nice, and we are very happy to share with our co-participants. Really, it's good. And they are asking a number of questions to me, and I will give. I gave to the answers, and really, it's good. Good experience for me, and it's my first project, sir, and I'm very happy to share in this platform. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, Amala, what you learned from, let me say, Raja's room or Savita's room or Ramana's room, is it something you think you can replicate in your classroom?
She's
Sir,
the
it's
presenter, sir, and any
Sir, I'm
others?
the presenter. I'm the presenter.
Yes, Amala, I know you are the presenter.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I'm the.
Kavita,
I know.
ma'am, to you. Will you?
Oh, okay, yeah, you were not in the other rooms. Maybe we find out from those who navigated the different rooms. For example, Kavita, did you get to any particular room?
Yeah, I was there in Amala ma'am's room and
Yes.
Savita ma'am's room.
Oh, great. Yeah, what interesting thing are you bringing back from from your discussion?
Yeah, definitely. When I went into Amala ma'am's room, sir was
Is there anything
asking her
interesting you're
about.
bringing to the
Yeah,
table from the room?
That's what. Sir was asking her about, how to make the students remember English words, because ours is not English spoken country. Our mother tongue is not English. So how did you make the students to remember English words? So wonderful answer ma'am gave. Here in our schools, there are many traditional games where children play, like kabaddi, kho and all. So when they play kabaddi, they utter the word kabaddi, kabaddi, kabaddi like that. So instead of that kabaddi word, ma'am used to write English words on the board. So one after the other, students have to pick that word, and instead of kabaddi, they uttered this word, so that they got practice of a different vocabulary. So this really a wonderful takeaway from ma'am, sir.
Excellent. Do you think that is something that can work in your own school with your own learners?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Do you think that this can work with your own learners?
Definitely, sir. Because we all know that the children love playing games. We all know that children love playing games. So along with the games, if
Hello,
we
can you
teach
hear
them.
me?
Yes, sir, I could hear you. Sampath sir, could you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I can hear you now. Can you also hear me?
Yes, yes, I could hear you. I could hear you.
Yes, I was trying to find out if what you just shared is something that can work well in your own school. What do you think would be the potential constraints if you try to do that or to replicate the study in your school?
Yeah. See, if we give if we make the learning joyful, no, definitely we can drag the attention of our students towards our transaction. Am I able to answer your question? Could you hear my voice?
I didn't get the last thing you said. I can hear you now.
Yeah. See, if we make the learning joyful, no, definitely we could drag the attention of our students towards the transaction.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
task-based learning, activity-based learning really motivates, and we could drag our students' interest and attention towards our learning.
Yeah, great. Maybe I could find out from Laxmi if he brought something interesting from the room. Laxmi, are you with us?
Prasad.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Yeah,
Laxmi.
please share.
Yes, please, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Did you go to any of the rooms? What did you bring back from the rooms if you did?
Yes, I got from the Sir Rajkamal sir. As Rajkamal sir told me, especially the students, they have problem in speaking, even if they are from English school. Then
okay,
I got the points from him. He created English environment in each and every times. He involved students in practice, speaking only in English. Wherever they have problem, even if they have problem in speaking, and he corrected on the spot. I got the idea
and
from
found, what was the age
Rajkamal
group
sir.
of the learners? What's the age group of the learners?
Pardon me, sir?
What is the age group of the learners, please?
Especially they are of 7 and 8 graders, I think so. Am I right, Rajkamal sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fifth, sixth.
Yes.
Fifth, sixth.
Yes, they are 5th and 6th graders.
Oh, okay. Great. And so when you correct learners on the spot, does that not interfere with learning, with their production, especially when they're engaged in spontaneous speaking? Don't they feel like obstructed when they're speaking spontaneously and then you step in to correct them?
No. As Rajkamal sir did the things, he used their mother tongues too. When they feel difficulty speaking English, with the help of mother tongue, he engaged them students. That means he told them to speak English, not only English, their own mother tone.
Of course, but
okay, wait, sir. He told the students to speak freely. Wherever they committed mistake, he corrected on the spot. Thank you, sir.
oh, thank you. Thank you, Lakshmi. Roja, do you want to share your experience? Roja, do you want to share your experience with us?
Yes, I shared my experience too. What I told you, I am from Nepal.
And
The
yes,
people,
I can guess it. Yeah.
yes, the people who are illiterate, they move Bombay, the city of India. They don't know how to speak even Nepali language properly. When they stayed nearly 1 year in Bombay, then after they speak English fluently. They don't know any grammatical rules and other thing. That's why I shared with Rajkamal sir also. Then how did they know? How did they learn without joining any formal institutions? That's why what I mean here is speaking English that totally depends upon practice.
Okay, great. I want to find out something from the presenters. If no one has anything to tell us about the interaction in the room, I have these questions. I have this question for the presenters. What has teacher research done to you personally? How do you feel having completed this project? Anyone can take the floor from any position, please. Let me say, do you feel different?
It has changed my teaching learning process.
Successfully completed or having gone this far with your teacher research project?
So it has changed my teaching learning process. Previously, it is not like that. So after doing this research, I have changed my teaching learning process. So that is the nice thing, sir, here.
Amla ma'am, so Rosa ma'am, Rani ma'am.
Sir, sir.
Is it my network that is breaking or yours?
May I, sir?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Sampath sir, may I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
here in under this research work, I started learning something new methods of teaching, but I used to teach our children in the same way, but here we considered the levels of the students first. So we grown up to the levels of the children, and I recognized the problem, and we started teaching them. So before that, we used to teach them according to our methods. But here I learned a new thing that we have to grow to their levels. So like that, I started teaching in a new method, and I feel it is a good for all, and not only for the students, and it is good for ourselves also.
Fantastic. I retain this one going up to the level of the students, because sometimes we think that
yes, sir.
Students are like dry wood that never changes. If you try to change it, it breaks. And so we get to the classroom with fixed ideas on what we have to do to the students. And sometimes when it doesn't work, we slam the blame on the students. But when you get into teacher research, you really grow up to the level of the students. I retain that expression. It's interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Amala, sir.
Roger, are you sharing? You want to share your experience with us? Yeah, sure. Amala, ready.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir,
Amala, we're happy to hear from you, please.
Yes, sir. I'm the presenter of the today. Sir,
Yeah,
it's okay. Sir, it's
Amala,
changed.
you made a presentation, and my question is this: having completed this teacher research project, or maybe having gone with it this far, what do you think has changed?
Sir, I changed
with
a
you?
lot, and Sir, I changed a lot, and my teaching methods also changed, sir. And I am very much close to my students, sir, mainly. And
Excellent. And
students
do
are
you
very
find them?
enjoying, sir.
Yeah, do you find them? Do you have signs that they're profiting from this change?
Yes, sir. Children are
Yeah,
fearless to
because
learn.
sometimes,
Children are fearless to learn everything, sir.
yeah,
Uh, they are enjoying to learn everything, sir, because we are close to the students, so they are interested to learn everything, sir. Earlier,
great.
they were feel very shy and something fear to learn English, because they are the people are very rural area, so they know only their mother tongue only, but they don't know the English very well. So we are introducing new activities and new different types of games like that. So children are very interesting to learn everything, sir. And uh, children are reading. Children are not reading well, so we are introducing different types of games, so they are easy to learn, and they are easy to read the English, sir.
Beautiful.
It's in this way I observe the things to uh, from my children, sir. I'm very happy to participate this program, sir, because I changed a lot. And what are the strategies to introduce our students? Daily we are changing in our life, sir, teaching life, sir. It's very wonderful experience to me, sir. It's a great experience. Thank you, sir.
So Ramna sir, over to
Yeah,
you. Will you share?
sir. It is a wonderful, a beautiful experience of me, and while traveling with the young kids of my school, and they're always behind of them, and they're very loud to meet me, and they have to follow me and each and every section of the class. And whatever they would like to teach to them, and I can introduce with mathematical and giving the role of character to them, and they did well, and I'm now completely satisfied by what this has successfully completed.
Great. Great job.
Kavita ma'am, will you share your experience?
I feel very excited, sir. My children also excited to learn
Yeah, Roja,
something.
Roja, you happy to share your experience?
This is Savita, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, this is Savita Angari. Yeah.
Yes. My children also feel very excited and they learn something. They learn new things in every day. They enjoyed a lot. They want to read more stories.
Yeah.
They want to explain. They want to retelling their stories to their friends. They enjoy a lot like this. They read our national leaders' biographies also. They learned something about them.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Roja ma'am, will you share anything regarding this presentations and observation?
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone over
Yes,
here. Eric, sir, and all the presenters of today. I'm just a viewer, actually. Mentor of other batch who is going to be present tomorrow. I'm really glad to be here, sir, actually. And all these are my friends, of course, and everybody is our friend. But I'm really happy to go through your strategies, the way in which you are sharing your experiences. And as a teacher, basically, I do believe and agree with all of you that yes, when we go for an action research, we usually come across many problems in our classrooms, and we usually adopt different methodology. And I would like to take one word which was shared by Lakshmi Prasad Avasthi, sir. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yes, speaking is definitely developed through practice, but not only speaking. Basically, speaking language is primarily speech, and wherein speech is basically acquired through imitation, followed by practice. So I think a teacher is needed to be a role model in speaking, and that means when we provide a good listening practice, definitely the main source for the students to listen English is the teacher, main source. That means the easiest and main and most of the important sources. Apart from that, these days We have got the technology, we have updated ourselves, so we can use different strategies and use different sources and provide different sources of information so that we can make our students to develop all the LSRW skills and the grammatical competency. And I'm really happy and I agree with you that yes, when we go step into the process, when we try to solve a problem, definitely we learn many new things. In order to solve the problem of the students, we usually explore many things and learn many things and become proficient. So thank you for giving me this opportunity and wish you all the best and thank you for providing all this experience. Thank you, sir.
Over to Eric, sir.
Thank you very much, Roger. Excellent contribution there. And Sampa, did you want to share, tell us something regarding the way you went through this mentoring process?
Yes, sir. So I got this opportunity because of our mentor Vinay Razu, and also students who are ready to go through all these works and explore and do something with the children. So this journey is very much important that even. So initially they feel that it may be a difficult task. So research, the word itself creates some type of phobia among the teachers when go through all these things. So it is the easiest task. Actually, what we are doing in our classroom, we are making them in order and we are presenting and we are improving ourselves and we are exploring more. So being a teacher, it is not good, not enough for us. It became a great learning from this research work. So this exploratory action research gives more strength to the teachers, as well as the students will get benefited. So because the involvement, the focus increases, so all the teachers initially they got fear that whether I could do or not. So whenever they enter into this project, they feel comfortable and they want to go on doing and exploring more things and what is suitable for our children. And they search for that and they have implemented, they got results. So this is a great experience we got from this research work. And all the teachers are very comfortable now with the students. And also teachers want to present their works on different platforms. It is a growing and learning. It's a kind of professional development. So I encourage all the teachers and also these teachers who are ready with my work and this exploratory research work has given a great chance to present their work, and it is a great boosting thing for their life also. So all the very best for our teachers, my dear friends who have accepted for this work, and they are doing this one, and I think they will continue the journey and they will present and explore and they will means give their all power to their children to grow them well. Thank you, Eric sir, giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sampat. We are 2 minutes away from the close of this session, and I very much enjoy you working with the mentees. And one other thing, one important thing we get to know as teachers is that sometimes the problems we think we're experiencing in the classroom may be very fragile until you dig deep into the problems. In terms of understanding, you find it have sometimes a very fragile understanding of the problem until you dig deep through a teacher research problem. Then you find out, then will you be able to find out how complex or how simple the problems are. And there is no way a classroom problem can be solved by exporting or by importing a methodology. It is through a teacher research that you're able to find the most appropriate ways of dealing with specific classroom challenges. And I think teacher research is another form of emancipation. It's a form of emancipation from the constraints that the classroom learning conditions impose on us. And if you go through that process, you feel very light and feel lively, and your identity changes. Like I've had a good number of you saying here that their teaching strategies have changed, not because they read from J.C. Richards and Rogers, or because they read from Scott Thornbury, but because they were able to explore the problems in their classroom and find appropriate means of dealing with this problem. Thank you very much. It's time for us to go now. Thank you, all of you, for taking part in this session. The conference is just at the start. Zening has placed a Google form on the chat box. Do well to complete the Google form. And while we leave now for the plenary roundtable, take part, try to link up and participate in the plenary table, in the plenary, and have views on teacher research. Thank you so much for coming. And we look forward to further interaction with you as the conference progresses. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. The link is not
Thank you, sir.